All right, beautiful people of the internet. Happy Saturday to you. How are you today? Aaron here bringing you some honest astrology, your daily horoscope for Saturday, the 27th of July. 27th of July, cruising through this. All right, let's look at the chart here. We've got the moon's moved into Gemini. All right, this is exciting. The moon's going to be in Gemini Saturday and Sunday. So the whole weekend, we've got a very light, very airy, fun, Gemini is like, this is a communicative sign. It's an air sign. We have nothing in air right now. Let's look at the chart. Let's look at this. Boop. There we go. All right, so here's Gemini, here's Libra, and then here's Aquarius. We have nothing in air. So it's just like, whew, we got all this fire going on. We've had all this water going on. So it's like, all right, let's fan the fire, baby. Let's make some connections here. And that's exactly what the moon's doing. So you see the moon at 5 degrees here. This is at noon. Is making a connection to Chiron, okay? This is healing the aspects of self. This is going to be 6 years. We're going to be going through this 6 years, healing this aspect of self. I think it's 6 years. I'll have to double check and what the exact data pops out, but it's about 6 more years. So we have 6 years of really healing ourselves, okay? Finding a peace and understanding at ourselves. And we've got this moon here, which is saying, look, there's all this information in the world. There's all this cool information that can aid to you healing and becoming more at ease with yourself, wherever you're at in your journey. Okay, so this is one aspect of this sextile. The other sextile is the sun, all right? So the sun is home. How cool is that? The sun is in its home sign of Leo. The heart, the heart of this summer, the fire, this passionate, this is our ego expression, okay? So, and we're making a trine here. And that's going to be exact on Sunday, which is super, super cool. So it's like we have this trine. This is like, hey, we have this passion, we have this power, we have the courage, we have the strength to go, to get things done. And we can heal whatever it is that needs to be healed. Chiron was this wounded healer. He hurt his leg, and he spent his entire life trying to heal that leg. He never healed his leg, but he became the best healer in the world. All right, so he walks around now teaching these healings to everyone else. And as he blesses the zodiac and whatever sign he's in, so it's about self. Aries, the initiation, the spark, me. And it's just like we have this fire, this, that courage. This is really awesome. It's like we need that right now. It's like, what is going on in the world? We're up, we're down. There's so much emotion. And then it's just like, but there's no emotion at all. There's no love in the world. Nobody cares about anybody. It's like, no, that's not true. Of course we do. And it's like, well, you care. So maybe let's go there. Let's go there with this. So maybe no one cares. Maybe there is no love left in the world. But you're the only one. Whoever you are that's watching this right now. You are the only one in the world that cares about other people. You're the only one that loves. So now it's up to you to teach the world. To teach the world how to love and how to care for people, right? So it's like, all right, well, whatever's going on, that's other people's agenda. And if ours is to love and to help other individuals out, then that's what we need to focus on and shift our perspective from the fact that, or not the fact that, the concept that nobody cares or that there's no love. So it's just like, well, I'm going to put on my big boy pants and my, my suspenders, and I'm going to be the one that says, I'm going to go out there and I will show love. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to care, right? So we can do that. We have the courage and the passion to do this. So there is love in the world. There is care in the world. There is excitement. There is, jovial things. There's all this, there's all kinds of things that are good and make you feel warm and fuzzy. All right. So we're healing part of that self. Okay. The up and down and all the emotions that's been going on with all this stuff that's in the watery sign of Cancer. We've got Venus at the 29th degree of Cancer today. It's 29th degree. Now, if you remember, we were just talking the 29th degree of Cancer is an emotional revolution. All right, the emotional revolution. Now, let's go back to the chart for a second. So there's a lot going on today. Okay, this emotional revolution, Venus wants you to heal. Venus is still making. So do you remember this? We talked about it. When the sun was here at the 29th degree, it was still aspecting Chiron. And it was still aspecting the moon, right, that was over here. We were making a trine, that weird water fire trine that was happening. So that's happening again, but with Venus in Chiron, okay? So it's just like, hey, we got to heal ourselves. It's not the world that's going to heal us, it's us. It's us that's going to be, learning how to do this. And since the moon, what the moon needs is we need to learn. Okay, so the moon in Gemini is like, okay, cool. Well, let's talk about all these things. Let's explore these things. Let's be curious. There's a lot of information out there. And we see this connection right here, this semi-square that's happening up to Saturn. Okay, so this is like what? This is our 10th house. This is our public image. This is our structure and our discipline. So this is like, well, yes, all of this, there's a lot of information that comes in here to Gemini. Okay, this is the AM radio. This is all the static, the noise. This is all the right answers as well as the wrong answers. Okay, so your breakthrough, this healing that's going to be happening today, which is also being fueled and fired by the sun. Okay, you see that blue line right there, that trine to the sun. Okay, and this loose connection here, 29 degrees, Venus, this emotional revolution, this breakthrough. Okay, so again, if we're the only one in the world that cares and loves, which I know isn't true, but if we are, then that's the start. And that just takes that one person to keep being that leader, that one person to keep, raising the bar. And then other people will certainly follow. But we have to be the courageous one that leads, right? So that's our emotional breakthrough, is by being the courageous leader. And then we have this moon with that semi-square to Saturn. All right, it's an odd aspect, because everything Saturn does is says, wait, stop. I'm checking here, that I'm making sure you've learned the lessons. I'm making sure that, we're going in the right direction, that we have the right information. So what can happen is, and here's something I talked about, maybe a week or so ago, about influence. There's a lot of influences. There's positive influences and negative influences. I'm getting ahead of my words here. But sometimes the things that we gravitate toward, which we thought were positive influences, are steering us down that path of not positivity. We talked about the Vogue magazine saying dating is difficult, something along these lines. First dates are terrible. It's just like, well, that's up to the individual, right? That's up to how secure you are with yourself and the person sitting across from you, whether it's awkward or not. It's so subjective. It's very personal. But this huge magazine company, by putting that out there, is as strongly influences, and then people say, oh yeah, dating is difficult, I don't want to do that, or we recluse, so we can be a negative influence for even being something that was looked at as a positive. So on the opposite side, well, it's not a negative being a positive, but just, maybe you're not Vogue magazine or that big conglomerate that has the millions or thousands of followers, but we can still lead by example of the world that we want to live in, the world that we want to create, if we're being authentic at our heart space. And there's the word that I've been neglecting. Nurturing, right? Cancer. It's like the moon never leaves home here. The moon is always, Earth's natural satellite. The moon never steers far from Earth. It stays very close to home. It's very nurturing. Okay, it nurtures us. In the nighttime, it gives us light. It allows us to survive. So it's like the moon is a very nurturing aspect. Cancer is a very nurturing sign. All right, very motherly kind of a sign, very feminine sign. So we have this Venus at the 29 degrees. Mercury's retrograde, still going back 24 degrees right now. So Venus at the 29th degree is just like is the breakthrough, is the emotional revolution. It's like, okay, I am free. And we talked about this last week as well. What is something that I'm focused on in my brain here that's been that hook, that's been holding me back and holding me down? And it's always ourselves. It's always ourselves. I see this meme recently of the Scooby-Doo character, and he takes the mask off and it's himself. He's like, when you finally see the person that's been holding you back your whole life, and it's like, oh, it's you. So when we kind of have this, when we see this, it's been me the whole time, and now I can create the necessary changes. And now we have all of this fire energy, the sun, and this fire energy. So it's like, yes, we can make those changes. We can, this is creation. this fire and air aspect that's happening between the sun and the moon, and then the moon and Chiron. So this is a very healing day. So it's like lots of information is coming in, a lot of just super putting us on the right path. The information that's going to put us on the right path. If we've still been confused in where we're going, the direction that we're supposed to be in, days like this is like, okay. It's going to certainly help, find the rut for the cows to walk in, or you know what I'm saying? Like, well, there's the path. So there's a lot of information comes out today. And again, that like semi-square to Saturn says like, yeah, there's a lot of information, which is why we talk about this Vogue stuff. Okay, there's a lot of information out there, but we have to discern, we have to know the difference of what's, the bigger influence that's really being a negative and then just being a positive, positive, negative. Do you see where I'm going there? Right, so it's just like lots of information's coming today. That's the moon in Gemini. And further, Gemini is the hands, so it's like it's a very active Saturday. It's just like we're out there, we're getting things done, we're dancing, we're communicating, we're reaching out. So either way, so it's all of the information, the good and the bad information, and Saturn is saying, yeah, look, I'm making this connection over here to Neptune. We're trying to create the future. We cannot be hung up on the wrong information. We can't let the wrong information cloud us and get in the way of where we're going. Okay, we're literally shining this beautiful light. We're recreating life as we know it, shining this beautiful light home in Leo. We've got a lot of energy to do this stuff, but it's saying like don't get sucked into the negative stuff. Don't get sucked into the I guess this I guess nobody cares. I guess there is no more love. I guess there's not enough. It's just a terrible concept. So it's like, phew, those words exist, but we know that there's so much deeper stuff than that. So have an awesome Saturday. Again, this is just a lot of information coming in, so cling to the things that help propel you and get you forward to where you're going. Don't cling to the things that are going to hold you back and like bring you backward where you were yesterday or 2 years ago or whatever it is. This is cling to that information that's propelling you forward. And that's another part of it too. Saturn is boundaries. Saturn is walls. Okay? So it's like if a lot of information's coming in, this aspect of Saturn is saying, I'm able to stop it in the tracks. Mercury's over there in Cancer, reminding us to be, here at our heart space, how we communicate, being nurturing, being nurturing in our communication, right? Because we need to be nurturing in our communication with other people. So even though they can come in and say something or whatever, and we gotta put that wall up and say, actually, whatever it is, you'll know how to present, how to say whatever it is you say because it's coming from your heart. So we know these walls that are going up are for the right reasons, right? It's pretty cool. Learning our own boundaries. It's an awesome, awesome thing. And I'll say that I'll end this here, right? Learning our own boundaries. And look at here. Jupiter wants to expand our conscious mind. All right? Wants us to take the high road. We've got this trine here to Mars in Leo, leading the way, pulling the entire zodiac. Without the light just yet. It's coming, but we still got a little bit more time. Then we've got this connection right here, this semi-square to Mercury, and the quincunx. All of these point to our expansion. All right? Our expansion. Know the limits of our expansion and what is going to be beneficial to us and what is going to be holding us back. The high road is where we're going here. This great expansion. Life, we never knew life could be this good. We never knew life could be this good. All we have to do is allow and accept and be open to receiving. Because a lot of information's coming in today. Drop me a line. If some cool stuff happens to you today, let me know about it. On Facebook here on the Honest Aim page, or, drop me a line on YouTube. Always appreciate the feedback. There's a couple of you right now I've actually got to get back to. So thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow.